Texas Tornado Alley's main event. Let's kick things off in the heart of the South. Texas. Sure, it's big, bold, and known for its legendary BBQ and wide-open skies. But there's another kind of wind that blows across Texas. And it's not just a breeze. For anyone with a healthy fear of tornadoes, this state might just top the list of places to avoid. From 1950 all the way through 2021, Texas averaged around 131 tornadoes every single year. That's roughly one every 3 days. That's not just wild weather, it's a lifestyle. The skies may be big in Texas, but so is the chance of being swept right into them. Hawaii, sunshine, smiles, and too much happiness. Now over to Hawaii, where the only thing warmer than the sun is the attitude. This tropical paradise doesn't just serve up postcard views. It ranked as the happiest state in the US in 2024. That's right, happiness is basically part of the local culture. But for those who thrive on sarcasm, grumpiness, or just generally prefer their peace and quiet without a ukulele in the background, Hawaii's laid-back, beachside optimism might be just a little too much. Alabama, the anger capital? Speaking of moods, Alabama isn't exactly the chillest state on the map. With a reported 9.6% of internet comments classified as toxic and 6.8% of road fatalities tied to road rage, it's safe to say emotions run high here. Whether it's heated football rivalries or passionate debates, Alabama's vibe leans more fiery than friendly. So if peace, patience, and low-conflict environments are your thing, it might be best to admire this southern gem from afar. New Jersey, a tight squeeze. Craving space to breathe? New Jersey might not be your scene. With roughly 1,300 people packed into every square mile, it's one of the most densely populated states in the US. And while that kind of buzz works wonders for pizza joints and diners on every corner, it's not ideal for those who love the sound of silence or wide-open fields. If a crowded boardwalk or jam-packed highway gives you anxiety, Jersey might feel less like a getaway and more like a traffic jam with housing. Alaska, where silence gets loud. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, Alaska offers the lowest population density in the country. There's just about 94 people per square mile, and even that number feels generous in places. The silence here isn't just peaceful, it's deafening. If the idea of endless wilderness, long dark winters, and almost no neighbors fills you with unease, Alaska's raw beauty might just be too much solitude to handle. It's a place made for those who crave isolation, not just quiet. Colorado, elevation overload. Mountains are majestic, sure, but not everyone's built for the high life, literally. Colorado sits at an average of 2,074 meters above sea level, making it one of the highest elevated states in the US. That might be paradise for hikers and skiers, but if altitude sickness, thinner air, or just feeling slightly off isn't your thing, you might want to enjoy Colorado's postcard scenery from a screen instead of a summit. Texas, again. Wild creatures, unexpected dangers. Texas makes a return for another wild reason. If dangerous animals send chills down your spine, this might not be your happy place. Over a 20-year span, the state reported 520 animal-related deaths, leading the entire country. And while snakes or coyotes might come to mind, the biggest threat is something far less expected. Deer. Yes, deer. Their involvement in thousands of car collisions every year leads to an average of 17 fatalities annually. A quiet creature, sure, but also surprisingly deadly on the roads. Florida, Shark Central. Sunshine, beaches, and sharks. Florida is notorious for its shark attacks. In 2021 alone, the state clocked in 28 out of 47 total shark attacks in the US, and historically since 1837, it has reported a staggering 852 incidents. While most visits end with a tan and a seashell or two, anyone with a deep fear of what lurks beneath the waves might want to reconsider those dreamy beach walks. West Virginia struggles with health. For anyone who values fitness or is sensitive to health-related concerns, West Virginia might be a bit alarming. The state has an obesity rate of 40.6%, one of the highest in the nation. Combine that with limited access to wellness-focused amenities in some regions, and the lifestyle pace here can feel a bit off for those more active-minded. It's a beautiful place, but health trends definitely lean slower here. Alabama, again, fast food central. Alabama's not just passionate, it's quick on the draw with food too. The state boasts about 6.3 fast food restaurants for every 10,000 residents, which might be a dream for some, but a deal breaker for those trying to dodge drive-thrus and focus on cleaner eating. Temptation is everywhere, and clean eating here becomes a challenge of willpower. Alaska, again, ice-cold reality. Back to Alaska, where cold isn't just a seasonal thing, it's a lifestyle. The average temperature here? Just around 2 degrees Celsius, and at its coldest, the thermometer once plummeted to a bone-cracking minus 62 degrees Celsius. For anyone who hates layering up or prefers tropical breezes over frostbite risks, Alaska's winter wonderland might feel more like a frozen prison. Florida, again, a heatwave haven. On the flip side, Florida is hot, really hot. With an average temp of 22 degrees Celsius, it's not unbearable, but it has hit a scorching high of 109 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius, back in 1931. The humidity only adds to the stickiness. Anyone who wilts in the sun or can't stand constant sweat might want to skip the sunshine state during summer entirely. Texas, once more, thunder and lightning overload. One last weather warning for Texas. While Florida leads in lightning strikes per square mile, Texas overwhelms the nation in sheer numbers. 42 million lightning strikes in a single year. That's not a typo. It's the kind of stat that makes metal roofs feel just a little too risky. Ohio, a whole different kind of weird. There's something different about Ohio. Known for its quirks, viral jokes, and all kinds of internet memes, the Buckeye State has built a reputation for just being plain strange. While it's mostly tongue-in-cheek, there's no denying the odd energy that surrounds it. If unpredictability, eccentric traditions, or general weirdness feels overwhelming, Ohio might throw your sense of normal off balance. Florida, again, too many tourists. Florida's not just popular, it's almost too popular. In 2022, the state welcomed 137.5 million visitors. That's more people than the entire population of Japan dropping in for a beach day. It's great for tourism, but if massive crowds, camera flashes, and long lines everywhere aren't your idea of fun, Florida can feel more like a theme park queue than a relaxing getaway. New York, skyscraper overload. New York doesn't do things halfway, especially when it comes to height. The Empire State Building, Central Park Tower, One World Trade Center. The skyline is filled with steel giants. For anyone uncomfortable with heights or just not a fan of towering buildings, New York might feel less like a metropolis and more like a vertical maze. Maine, the state that grew older. If being around an older demographic feels out of place, Maine might surprise you. It holds the title for the highest median age in the US at 45 years, making it more comparable to retirement-friendly countries like Italy or Greece. While it's calm, serene, and packed with coastal beauty, the energy level might not align with younger, fast-paced lifestyles. Utah, Youth Nation. On the opposite side of the age spectrum, Utah skews much younger, with a median age of just 32. That means playgrounds over retirement homes, and college vibes over quiet cafes. If constant youth energy or large families with lots of kids make things feel a bit too loud, Utah might not be your perfect match. Maine, again, forest frights. For anyone with a fear of dense, dark woods, Maine's landscape can feel a bit too much like a spooky fairy tale. With 89% of the state covered in forests, walking alone at night can easily feel like the start of a horror movie. Beautiful? Absolutely. But peaceful strolls might not feel so peaceful here if you've got a vivid imagination. Alaska, one more time. Too many lakes? Alaska isn't just about snow and solitude, it's absolutely packed with water. Try 3,197 officially named lakes and over 3 million unnamed ones. That's a lot of water for one place. Anyone who's not a fan of murky depths, still waters, or just can't swim won't find comfort here. And we're not just talking tiny ponds. Some of these lakes stretch for miles, with icy cold waters that can drop to near freezing temperatures, even in the summer. The silence around them? Deafening. There's something eerie about standing on the edge of a massive, glassy lake surrounded by endless pine forests, with no sign of another person for miles. These waters may look calm, but underneath lies a depth that's impossible to read, especially when they're shrouded in fog or reflecting the moody gray skies. Kayaking or fishing might sound peaceful, but not when you're constantly wondering what's beneath the surface. For people who are unnerved by deep, dark water or the idea of falling into a freezing abyss, this can feel more like a horror setting than a nature escape. California, earthquake epicenter. California may be home to movie stars and stunning coastlines, but beneath it lies the San Andreas Fault, which has caused some devastating earthquakes over the years. The 1906 San Francisco quake killed over 3,000 people, and the 1994 Northridge quake caused $44 billion in damage. And geologists are still warning about the big one, a massive 8.0 plus earthquake predicted to hit in the next few decades. That level of uncertainty, not ideal for the anxiety-prone. Nevada, nuclear shadows. Lastly, Nevada carries a different kind of weight, the remnants of nuclear testing. From 1951 to 1992, more than 1,000 nuclear tests took place just outside Las Vegas. The Nevada test site, along with the Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Facility, leaves behind environmental concerns that still linger today. For anyone worried about radiation, that's a historical backdrop that's hard to ignore. Some towns downwind of the test site even reported unusual health problems over the years, with increased cases of cancer that many believe were tied to fallout exposure. Whether it's weather, wildlife, or just a little too much weirdness, sometimes knowing where not to go is just as helpful as knowing where to book that next flight. And if this helped clear up a few travel questions or made you rethink a road trip, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out more awesome content just like this. There's plenty more where that came from.